Alright, so this is what it feels to... this is what it feels like after you've successfully binge-watched something. Because that seems to be the thing nowadays. Whatever. Anyways, a huge big battle ensues, and Team Juniper, Team Coffee, and even Sun and Neptune get involved, and it's like, whoa, pretty epic, including some of the professors, and even Mercury and Emerald. Team Coffee was a bit of a surprise, because it's like, we know who Velvet is, but then we see I see the other three, I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Who are they? Where do they come from? Who are what are their powers? Why does the one chick have a thing that turns into a, like, minigun? Whatever. Some stuff I don't think works as well, and there's even a lot of stuff that isn't explained, but the show draws attention to that, hey, this wasn't explained. What is neat, though, is that with Roman, Torchwick's plan, Emerald and Velvet, they're just like, this wasn't part of the plan. I'm sorry, Emerald and Mercury, they're like, this wasn't part of the plan? Like, what's going on here? Which I thought was, interesting. Even Cinder's like, what the hell, man? So a big battle ensues. It's pretty damn epic, showing all, like, we actually get a great moment with Jean as he fights an Ursa on his own. Piera doesn't interfere, and he does pretty good. Yeah, he's scared and all, but he does it. He succeeds, which I thought was cool and all. So yeah, the only thing I don't like is how it ends. Melinda just comes and just seals up the hole, and I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, the General's army comes in and gets rid of everything and whatnot. Even Zwei and the Professor come back to sort of deal with things. And yeah, so yeah, it was a kind of anticlimactic, just like that. I was like, oh, okay, problem solved. Bring Melinda everywhere you go then. She'll fix everything. But then it's what happens next. So Team RWBY is just like, time for a rest, really. Just everything that's happening, it's just like, everything that's happened, it's, can't speak. Everything that's happened is just like, I wonder what the future holds for us. And hey, how come that thing wasn't answered? How come this point wasn't answered and whatnot? So clearly the characters themselves are aware of the events that take place and that how much they affect the grand scheme of things. A bit of self-awareness. Emerald, Mercury, and Cinder decide, hey, let's just move on with the plan. Roman's taken into custody, and the General's trying to get information out of him. But General's like, who's really behind all this? And Roman's like, oh, it's me, couldn't you guess? Apparently Roman's been granted to watch over... the General's been granted custody over Roman, so he can just do whatever the hell he wants with him. But then we get the strange cliffhanger-ish ending. Emerald, Mercury, and Cinder are just like, what are we going to do now? Who will the White Fang listen to? And then some dude appears. Who is he? I don't know. He looks like the chick that Yang met on the train. Like, similar, like, style, same mask and whatnot. He's like, they'll listen to me. I'm like, who the fuck's this guy? And then it just ends. And then we have our credits. Then we have an end credits scene where Yang meets that chick from the train. The chick moves her mask and she looks awfully a lot like Yang. Even like similar eyes, hair, and everything. Even kind of sounds like her. It's like, oh, I have so much to tell you or whatever. My guess is that it's most likely her mother. I mean, where else? I don't know. So yeah, it's a bit of a, I don't know, the ending was a bit of a, okay, well, why not? But yeah, I'm glad I watched all of RWBY. I'll just give I think it was a very unique show. I think it felt a little anime cliche a lot of the time, like some of the time. And the only real like major gripe I have with RWBY are the villains. They just aren't very interesting, if you ask me. Roman's a bit generic, very like flamboyant sometimes. You got the ones they feel like Power Ranger villains, really. You got this one who does that one who does that, this one who does that. It's like, just fight them already. Come on, we all know how this is gonna end. But yeah, that's the only real gripe I have. I like, the characters I think are great. They kind of grew on me. I think my favorite, I don't know. It's hard to say who my favorite is at this point. I like the various teams. Team Juniper I think is great. I think Jean is my favorite character of I think of all of RWBY. I don't know. I just think he's a cool guy. And I like his sort of struggles and him overcoming that. I like his relationship with Piera, which, by the way, has that carried over at all since that, like, mid-season, mid-volume 2? Because it better, because otherwise that was all pointless. But yeah, I think sometimes there are too many characters and too much and whatnot. At times it didn't feel like enough was going on, but, you know, for a new show from Rooster Teeth, I think it's great, and it, you know, has its fans, a huge fan following, so I can't really argue against that. Still, I enjoyed RWBY, and if Rooster Teeth ever decides to do Volume 3, I think Monty did announce that he was going to do Volume 3, that it was in development and whatnot, but yeah, will Rooster Teeth actually do it? I think they most likely will. You know, it wasn't just Monty. Yes, this was his show. He wrote a lot of the stuff and did a lot of the animation. But I think Carrie and I think Miles, maybe? I don't know. Or Jordan? I don't know. There were other people that were heavily involved with the show as well. So it wasn't just him only. But, you know, it was his vision and everything. But, you know, I just hope they keep it going. And, you know, try not to mimic his style, but just sort of honor what he did. So yeah, I decided to watch RWBY in just of honor of Monty, and I think after this, I got a better sense. I think I have a better sense of, like, I guess who Monty was. Really, I think that's what it is at the end of the day. You get more of a sense of who he is, what his interests were, and as a person, which I guess was the ultimate goal of this, I suppose, to me watching this. But yes, RWBY is awesome, and I'm a fan, and I can't wait to see more of it in the future. So, see you later.